right, thanks for joining us, everyone. Hey, Tom, you want to get us going, please?
I sure will. You shocked me though, Oliver. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Um, this the series with Texas. The old time fans. This is really, really big for them. What's your personal take on the importance of renewing with Texas?
Well, I was here as a player and as a grad assistant when it was pretty hot and heavy. It was fun. Um, it was just brought a little extra excitement. Yeah, it would be, they're not considered one of our rival schools that we play every year. We got Missouri and Ole Miss for that in baseball anyway. But I'm sure that, our fans are going to see it as a huge rivalry. Texas is having a great year. Throws a little fuel on the fire, so to speak. And we've been struggling a little bit, battling injuries and a few other things. But uh, I'm sure that our players that are on the team now will kind of get a feel for what's up when the games start and when they see how our fans probably react to having the Longhorns in town again.
You mentioned it briefly. They're having a great year. It's hard to believe 5 game lead at this point. What is it about what you see their composition that's allowed them to get off to this kind of lead?
They've won a lot of close games, and they've done a great job. They pitched extremely well in league play. I mean, their team ERA in league is really good, and overall, I mean, it's just over 3, I think. So, uh, baseballs, and they're a little firmer than they've been in the past, it seems like, and the bats are good, and they just done a tremendous job of finishing games, and they've got a freshman closer, a lefty, it's like 6'6", that's been really good, and they don't make too many mistakes, and they've won at home big time. They've won just enough on the road, and the league's doing what I thought the league would do, except for Texas. I thought the league would kind of pound each other a little bit. Texas has found a way to get those 2 out of 3s and sweep some game or some weekend series, and that's why they pulled away.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, with the game getting canceled yesterday, is there a part of you that's glad that that happened so your team can rest up and get ready for this stretch run, or would you have liked to have been out there and play a game?
A little bit of both. I mean, obviously, we could use some rest. We could use some time to be together as a full team, practicing, talking, healing up a little bit, and on the other hand, you want to go play and play well and win a game. I watched the Springfield weather last night, and it was nasty. So it was a good move that we didn't get up there.
Yeah, I think they had a tornado or something. But with Wiggins, do you have an update there on him?
He's going to get another MRI today, just to double check everything. The first one, came back positive. Uh, but so now we're going to have another one done today that, includes a little more thorough look, I think, with dye and whatever they call it. So, that's all I have for you.
And then with Maxwell, how's his hamstring doing?
Um, he'll be available, but he's not doing much right now. And so, that's where we are with him. I mean, he might be able to play, during the series sometime. Might be able to just pinch hit. I don't know about playing in the outfield yet, but yeah, he's down.
Dudley, go ahead.
Can't hear him.
Matt, or maybe go ahead.
Yeah, hi Dave. You touched on it a little bit, just how big this series is historically. I mean, what's the feeling amongst the group coming into this, having lost the last 3? What's kind of the mood of the guys?
Yeah, I don't think it matters who we play to the team. Just want to play well and find a way to win a couple games, win a series. Obviously, you'd like to win them all. You got to win the first one first tomorrow. So, uh, yeah, it was good being around the guys yesterday. The mood was good. Everybody's upbeat. We know how, you know, we know how hard it is, and we know how close we were, and we just didn't take care of some things, and uh, we just fighting to get back on track a little bit. And what I mean by that is just be more consistent game to game.
Hutch, back to you.
Dave, just to clarify, when you said positive for Wiggins, does that mean like good news?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that means it's not torn as
Okay.
of now. You know,
Gotcha.
it might be today when we do the dye test. So that's, it doesn't mean that he's going to pitch again this year, even if it's not. I mean, it just means, if there's a strain, then you let it heal, you rehab, and pitch when he's ready. If there's a nerve issue or something jumped out, you just deal with it. So we don't know anything yet. We just know the first MRI came in positive. It didn't show a tear.
Gotcha. And then you mentioned like when the guys get out there on the field, they'll probably get a sense for the rivalry and just how big it is. But do you mention it to them like, hey, this is a big rivalry? Do you think you got guys like, Will McIntyre that probably could, talk about it with the guys amongst themselves?
I don't think any of them talk about it because none of them were here, back when we were in the Southwest Conference, except me and Tom, maybe, and Dudley. I don't know. But yeah, it's they're like Tennessee. They wear a different color orange, and it's another series. I mean, LSU next weekend. I mean, what's the difference? It's really for the fans. And the difference this year, though, is we're playing the number one ranked team in the country, and it's University of Texas. So if we were playing LSU tomorrow here and they were number one in the country, it'd make it a bigger deal as well. So, the way I see it, we have three great series left. We have the number one ranked team in the country, the number two ranked team in the country, and it'll probably change. So it's all about winning tomorrow. It's about playing well. It's about getting ready for down the road, and that's what we're trying to do. Plus, at the same time, get some things straightened out with our pitching, and then we got to get some guys healthy.
Jackson.
Hey Dave, wondering for you personally, like growing up as a fan, as a student, grad assistant, are there any moments or memories in this rivalry that immediately pop up when you reminisce about it?
Yeah, it's from another sport. It's my junior year, September 2000. No, make that. I don't even know what year that was. That'd have been 82, spring of 81, fall of 81. There we go. And we beat Texas 42-11. I think the game started at 11 a.m. and the party stopped about 11 a.m. the next day. It was nuts. And I remember a bunch of students carried the goalposts all the way down to Dixon Street. They closed Dixon Street down. It was a zoo. It's when I mean close it down, you couldn't drive. And it was fun. And that I'd only been here about, a month. And I just remember one of their players said after the week before they interviewed him after Texas beat somebody, and he said, "Hey, Arkansas, you haven't seen nothing yet." And then they came up here and we got after him pretty good. So it was fun. And, as far as baseball, I have a lot of memories. As a player down there, getting a big hit and helping us win the Friday game. And then, playing them in our tournament up here when we first got lights. And we won the Southwest Conference tournament up here. And I think we might have beat them. But it was back then. It was a small Southwest Conference, and if you wanted to win it, you had to beat usually Texas or Texas A&M to do it.
Did you get a physical hand on the goalposts that night?
No, I let the crazies handle that, and glad nobody got hurt anyway. Well, not too bad. Dudley might know more about it than I do. He was probably down there.
So pitching rotation, any changes this weekend? Going to go with the same three?
We will go with Root, Wood, and TBA.
Okay, sounds good. When you think about the past 3 weekends, like there's been moments like where you're right there, can flip a series and turn it into a win. I mean, Is that something that you try and discuss with the team at all, just how close you guys are, or is it focusing on the things that you need to change? I guess maybe those go hand in hand a little bit,
A little
though.
bit of both, a little bit of both. We talk about, after the series is over, we try to move on to the next one. Usually what you do is you got one day to lightly lift and get ready for your Tuesday game. Now we didn't have one. We really got to focus on the future yesterday, but also kind of touch on the past as far as how close we were. This is where this could have changed the game. And, they know that we have a good team. It'd be nice if we could have all of our players out there and all of our pitchers healthy, but that's not real life right now for us. And it's fragile, but the guys that play, they've got to start, contributing, and that's all guys have to do is contribute up and down the lineup and then out of the pen. And hopefully that'll start this weekend.
I guess one of the downsides of not having the midweek game was no opportunity to get Hunter Deetz in before a weekend. Does that change your approach this weekend, or is it, hey, we got no other option the last 3 weeks, we're going to have to throw him to the fire at some point?
Well, we threw him yesterday live. He threw good, so it was good to see. Best he's thrown since he's been hurt. So he's definitely available. But then again, he hadn't pitched in a real game and who knows how long. So if we get him in there, obviously we hope it goes good. If it doesn't, at least he gets the experience, and hopefully it'll be better next week and then the week after, and then he'll be ready to go.
Thanks, Dave.
Daniel.
Yeah, Coach. With Maxwell, just kind of how has he managed this entire season? He's kind of been off and on, and dealing with the hamstring and kind of playing through it. Just how have you seen that from the side?
I think he's frustrated. He's been dealing with this for years. Now, we didn't know that. He hurt at the end of fall ball, and that's the first we knew about it. Well, this is an injury that's been going on for a couple of years, off and on. And, I thought he's done a pretty good job, but, really he hasn't been himself for 2 or 3 weeks offensively, just kind of slapping the ball around a little bit, not hitting the ball with much authority, and, just trying to manage it. So now we're trying to get him ready for the future, obviously. I wish he was hitting in the 3-hole this weekend, but he's not, at least tomorrow night, and see how he feels after that.
And then you touched on it in your open, but when Texas has Volantis and Grubbs kind of at the back end of their bullpen, just kind of what makes it so tough, and maybe an emphasis on scoring earlier?
Well, I think the emphasis is always get the lead. You're playing a team that has, a couple of really good relievers, and they've shown it all year. One's right, one's left, whatever. You just hope that you've got the lead, and if you don't, they're probably going to, bring them in with the game tied or up a run or two and try to finish you off. But doesn't mean it's over. It just means you got to find a way to break through, and not too many teams have yet.
Thanks, Dave.
Evan, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Coach. Curious for you, we've kind of talked about it the last couple of weeks when it comes to being more consistent with the lineup, especially against such a good pitching staff. What do you hope is key for the guys heading into this home series? Is it returning home, or is it just like you've already mentioned, getting a couple runs on the board early and hoping that the lineup keeps following in suit?
Yeah, I think that you don't try to put too much pressure on the players. I mean, they want to win, they want to hit. You just have to work, and you have to try to correct a few things here and there, and that's what we've been doing. And I think that we just went through an extremely difficult part of our season because of the travel and the number of games, and a little bit of lack of rest, obviously. And you just hope that you can regroup. And we played this past weekend in 90-degree weather. We had to change the way we pre-gamed every all days, even our practice on Thursday. We changed up what we do, how long we're out there, just trying to kind of get used to the weather, because everything matters. And whether it's weather, temperature, pitch, fielding, positioning players, it all adds up to a win or a loss a lot of times. And hopefully we'll take advantage of a little bit of rest But when you know it, we play on Thursday instead of Friday. So we have one shorter day, but we didn't have to travel to Springfield back and forth on a bus, which I don't think would have mattered a whole lot. I think it's just time for our guys to take a step forward. Tomorrow's the last day of regular classes this semester. Guys are going to get relieved of a little bit of the mental strain of passing classes, so to speak, and hopefully we have a good weekend. This is a major test for us, and I mean, when you think about it as a player, and I mentioned this to the team yesterday, I said, if I was sitting in your shoes, 21 years old, looking back at me right now, I would be so excited about the schedule we have going forward. Because our guys want to win, but it's not life and death. And, I want to win, and I feel the same way. We get to play three of the best teams in the country, and win or lose, it's going to prepare us for a month from now, and then hopefully we're playing. And because we have seen it all. I mean, really, we've seen it all with the schedule. And so they should just be excited to be in college, be 18 to 23 years old in most cases, and have a chance to play college baseball and play in front of huge crowds for the next 3 weekends, go to the SEC tournament, and then hopefully playing in a regional somewhere, and hopefully here.
Last question for you, Coach. You touched on kind of the teams that you've just come off and playing in Gainesville and Georgia, 2 of the last 3. What do you hope that the team learns from those experiences that they can put forward to the next 3 that are coming up, with 2 at home and one at LSU, another hostile environment?
I think more than anything is that if you have a chance to score and finish people off, man, you've got to do it. You just got to do it against these type of teams, because the firepower out of the bullpen is just too strong. And, we've left more out than normal on the bases the last few weeks. And you think about the Sunday game against Georgia, and, we're down 2 runs going into the 9th, 2 solo homers, we tie it up, and we have a chance to win it. And we're right there, and we got the lead by 1, but really we should have scored 2 that inning. And also how fragile the game is. And I brought up the example the other day about a couple pitches, one went our way, one didn't, against Georgia in an inning. I think it was the 10th inning. We have a 3-0 count on our hitter. We're sack bunting. We have a runner on first. And the next pitch was ball 4. It was a high fastball. Called it a strike. So it's 3-1. It should have been ball 4. You got runner on first and second, nobody out. Change that inning. We ended up scoring a run, I think, but then we ended up bunting the next pitch, whatever. And then you think there was a pitch against in game 2 against Texas A&M where they had a runner on first, nobody out, and it was full count. And the pitch was, I think the pitch was low, and he got rung up, and we're going, whoa. And they would have had, and I think at the time we had a 1-run lead, maybe tied. And they were all upset about it. So one pitch changed that inning. We come in and score like 5 runs. So the game's fragile. One pitch here or there, you go to instead of being a 2-1 count, it's 1-2 because of a pitch, and it gets you out, or you're ahead in the count. There's just little things that happen, and we have to. I told them we have to take advantage of every little break we get and advantage we get, especially while we're not full force offensively. Souza's gone. Frazier's having some issues. A couple other guys are banged up a little bit, and it's we're gonna have to have some guys step up that haven't played all the time this weekend.
Thanks.
Dudley, close us out, please.
Coach, that was October 18th, 1981. Yes, I might have been involved in carrying that goalpost down to Dixon Street.
Was it that late in the fall? Okay.
Yes, October 18th. Yeah. Talk a little bit about how well Gage pitched last weekend and how much you might be able to get more out of him this weekend.
Yeah, he threw really good last weekend, and he just he didn't even throw a couple of his pitches. Didn't even throw a cutter. He threw his fastball and a curveball. four-seamer for the most part. And again, it was 2 to 3 innings, and I think he went 3, but I think he got up in the low 40s. We were going to give him 35 to 45, but we were thinking more towards 40 max, and I think he threw 42, 43 pitches. But he pounded the strike zone with some big velocity, and he threw the breaking ball for a strike, and he just sliced right through their order for 9 hitters, 10 hitters, whatever he saw there. I think they got 1 base runner on, and then the positive thing is the next couple of days he didn't have any soreness, no complaints, and I'm sure that he gained a lot of confidence not only in his pitching ability, but that he's healed. And then the mind is telling him, hey, I'm fine. And so if we can get him to, continue to, tick up every weekend, and he can give us X amount of pitches this weekend and more next week against LSU, then maybe by the time we play the last series against Tennessee, his pitch count's up there a lot more, and then maybe we let him go after that. And it could really help us out if that all plays out. You're always holding your breath, but after he got through this past weekend, we feel pretty good about it.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
Okay.
Christina.
Yeah, Coach, sorry, I've just got one for you. We've talked a lot about Texas's pitching, but their offensive numbers in league play are kind of average. Just what do you make of their lineup, and how do you feel like your staff matches up with them?
Well, we're still dissecting it. They have a good mix of left and right-handed hitters, and they've run a little bit this year, more than, maybe we thought they would. And, we're just trying to pick up on what they do. And we kind of know what they do, but, yeah, it's a lineup's going to take a few pitches. But if they get ahead in the count, they can hit the ball over your head. They can hit it out of the park. So they're dangerous. And they feed off each other. The good pitching, keeps the offense lined up or excited, and they play solid defense. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. I mean, I try to answer your question. We're just really worried about us, and that's kind of our thing right now. It's like, hey, whatever. They're good. We know they're good. We know LSU good. We know Tennessee's good. Florida, Georgia, but we need to take care of what we need to take care of, and we will be in every game. And sometimes you get so carried away worrying about the other team and the scattering reports, and you just blow the guy's mind a little bit. And so we just we're trying to keep it pretty simple and use the players that we have available to help us win this series.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Okay.